I'm here with Kenya. Kenya, you know what? I've got to say I'm disappointed. Not so much the loss, but I just felt that things could have been so different, so very different. Do you share that view or what?
No, I share that view. I think as a fan base, we all kind of came into this game feeling quite confident, and I think as well to say that you're going to Anfield quite confident, especially considering we're missing essentially three of our starters, which is Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Kai Havertz. The fact that we could go into that game goes to show how happy we are with the depth that we've got and like confident in it. And I do agree. I think, you know, it's very deflating essentially. I wouldn't say I'm angry, I'm just deflated with how that performance went and how we showed ourselves on the pitch. And it's not who we are, but we've seen that performance before many a times, and it's just yeah.
What did you make of the team selection? Because Eze didn't start, Mourinho started up top, Martinelli was the preferred option on the left-hand side. Now, a lot of people took issue with those decisions. What's your thoughts on?
Yeah, I said already, I don't understand the Mikel Merino thing. I love Mikel Merino. I've only ever spoken of him in high props, but we've seen that midfield before. Let me re-jog everyone back to Bournemouth away, where we lost 2-0 and we got absolutely battered for 90 minutes. We got a man sent off, and that midfield created zero. Do you not? You was there,
I was at that game. Yeah.
You was there. We created zero, and I said I never want to see this midfield again. I don't understand why the manager essentially played two DMs and someone else who essentially at times is a CDM in midfield and expected creativity when you're going to the champions. Like, let's be serious here. We've got Ethan Nwaneri. You don't trust him? Cool. Play it. There's so many. You got Eze. You don't trust him? Play your captain. You don't trust him? Play Trossard. There's multiple things that you could do there. And I don't understand that team selection, if I'm being very honest. If anything, I gave shout out James G. I gave James G my prediction. I said I'm predicting a win. As soon as I saw that, I was like, yo, man, might have to change that to a draw. That's how I felt.
Yeah, a lot. You know what? I'm not going to lie, right? A lot of us in Box, as soon as we saw that team selection, the confidence and ebullience that we had going into that game was lessened somewhat, because it just screamed of we're happy to take a point rather than we're coming to win.
Exactly. I just think, right, I don't know about you guys, I've watched the last two Liverpool games. They are frail at the back. We should be saying, right, that's Madueke, Martinelli, Eze. We want to go there and win, because you can do that. Bournemouth literally took them to the last 5 minutes of a game. Do you know what I mean? And no disrespect to Bournemouth, but we are better than Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I don't.
And Newcastle.
Yeah, and Newcastle. And I don't even. Do you know what? I don't even blame the players today. I actually have to blame the manager for that performance. It was cowardly. It was just, in my opinion, we got to 68 minutes. I don't know how he feels comfortable watching 70 minutes of zero creativity, of us getting dominated in the second half, and feels fine with watching that.
And you know what was funny about that, Kenya, is that Liverpool, who were in the ascendancy at that time, actually made substitutions before we did. I couldn't believe it.
They brought on Curtis Jones. They looked at it and said, right, it's 0-0. Let's get back into it. Bring on Curtis Jones, who I thought was fantastic. He absolutely helped that midfield become very fluent. They brought on Chiesa. Like, you see, like, I looked at midfield like Declan Rice and Zubimendi are knackered. They're tired. Like, make changes. Martinelli is just... He had an awful game. Like, get him off, get somebody else on. I even think, look, this is no hate to Max Diamond whatsoever. I think he's a fantastic kid. But bringing on a 15-year-old instead of the experience of someone like Leandro Trossard, who, by the way, has scored a winner against Liverpool and has scored at Anfield before. I think, what is the manager thinking? There's other options.
You know what? I've got to agree with pretty much everything you said. I mean, in the final analysis, I guess the difference was that Szoboszlai free kick. I mean, that was a worldie.
It's a small margin.
It's difficult to legislate for something like that. Zubimendi, for me, gives away a foul that he didn't need to do. But I'm with you, man. I think the manager today, there's so much more he could have done. He didn't get it right. Are you worried about that? I mean, like, we will look at this loss today, and there will be that kind of tendency to think, oh, Liverpool away, it's always going to be a hard game. But is there a deeper meaning to this? Some people are saying today shows that the manager doesn't quite have what it takes, or are we being unfair? What do you make?
I just think it's 3 games in. I'm not going to be rash with my decisions. I also think people need to realise that's the first time Liverpool have beaten us in about 4 years in the league. Like, he's obviously doing something right. No offence, it's Anfield. Name me many other clubs that go to Anfield and win. Only Nottingham Forest did that last season, and they just about beat them 1-0. So we need to be like, let's not get carried away. We're not in week 27 or whatever. We're in week 3 of the league. Do you know what I mean? You're going to lose games, and I think, you know what? There's nothing wrong with losing to the team that just won the league at an absolute canter. I do think as well, though, that Mikel Arteta, this is something that is a recurring theme with him, where, you know, I remember watching against PSG and I'm like, bro, make changes, and it's very slow and it's very methodical and very systematic. But, you know, I think I do also just want to big up some of the players. I thought Calafiori today was incredible, up against Mo Salah, who did absolutely zilch. Locked him up, incredible, got the ball forward so well. Mosquera comes in for essentially one of our most important players, one of the best centre-backs in the world, settles in. We didn't even remember that Saliba wasn't on the pitch.
Same as Ekitike. At one point, I didn't know he was playing. The first time I realised Ekitike was playing is when I saw him complaining about a foul. Exactly. I thought, right, he's still playing.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like, you think about the likes of Florian Wirtz, we heard nothing from him. Ekitike, nothing from him. Mo Salah, nothing from him. That goes to show how solid that defence is. And that's why I say I have no qualms with how the players play it on individual levels. I think some of them, yes, Zubimendi made a mistake, but ultimately I think the manager just kind of let the team down.
Kenya, well said. I pretty much agree with everything you did say. Thank you.